Hello and welcome back to our channel Code by Rack. Today we are diving to an exciting topic. We will be exploring how to develop a text-to-speech functionality using Python. Before we begin, don't forget to hit the subscribe button and ring the bell to stay updated with our latest tech tutorial. So let's get started. Start to creating a new file. We select Jupyter Notebook in order to be able to see the result directly. Now I have to save the file in the right folder. In my case, I have a tutorial folder which is on desktop. I selected and I renamed the file for text-to-speech2.ipynb. And then I click on save. Okay, now I have to show you what are the libraries that is needed to be imported in this tutorial. We have actually two libraries we have to install. The first one is GTTS, which is Google Text-to-Speech, and the second one it's Pygame, which is a Python game. To install the first one, we have to select pip install GTTS and click on enter and waiting some seconds in order to get ready. Fine, now everything is good. We have to install the second library, which is pip install Pygame, which is Python game. This library will be used only to play the sound and to load the sounds through a mixer property or object. Now, after it installed correctly, we will have to start writing the code. So now I have to make a reference from the GTS, and I call it GTS, and I have to import, of course, OS. OS, it seems to be like to check the file if exists or not. And the second one is import Pygame to starting for the loading music and play the music. Now I define start the definition for text-to-speech, and it has multiple parameters to send. The first one is text, where it's the text that we will enter it. The language spoken, we can select English or French as default, because you will see later that we can pass the parameter EN for English, FR for France, IT for Italy, and it will be spelled or speeched. Now we have to create a GTS object with specified languages and attributes. We start by defining a variable, a local variable DTS, which will be called GTS to make text equal text, and we'll have to submit also the language used, its parameter from another language. It takes slow equal, of course, false to be speeched in a way that is not fast. The default for the DLD is com, and for the language check equal true to make sure the language and in order to be checked from the speeches. Now in this function, we have to generate the output file name. In my case, I suggest to get a random, let's say, characters from the text input to make it the file for the file name, because in some cases where the file name will be the same, so it will be access denied. The system will provide you an access denied, and you cannot play the text. So in this statement, I just select 10 characters from the text we will enter when we have to make text-to-speech, and then save it. Now I have to make sure that if the file exists in the system, I have to remove it. Now we use the OS import from the top. So I have to check if the path exists of the file is output file. If it exists, then I have to remove it. So I click on os.remove output file. Then I can click on again. Now we have to save the audio as an MP3 file. So the same object ts.save output file. So if your file is, let's say, the file name is voice1.ps.mp3, so in tts.save it saved in your local machine. Now we have to play the audio. To play the audio, we have to reference to Pygame. Pygame is a library that we can have to load the music and then to be started. But before, we have to initialize this object by add a frequency, add the size, add the channel. So you can use it like it's the frequency hertz. Let's say it's for 4100 minus 16 to 1024. Now I have to load the output file, which is the name of the file, the MP3, and now I have to play it. So mixer.music.play, and I will select. I will not select anything here. Play. It's for playing the file directly. And we have to implement to let the system wait until the audio finishes playing. So we make some condition while pygame.mixer.music get busy. It seems that still the MP3 is continuing, so we still have to continue. Otherwise, in case of any exception, in Python, we mentioned many times, we implement an exception as E in the accept statement, and we print the error. So now we have actually complete the functionality of text-to-speech. Now we are writing, as usual, the main function, which is now. So the main function will be handle, let's say, multiple functions, multiple input, because I have to retrieve from the user the text that needs to be speeched. So now I have to input text, and let's say the text you want to speech for the first line. And then I have the output text. So the output file name here, you can set it the file name, or I can take it dynamically from the code. So in the output file name, you can press on enter, and that is enough. No need to do anything else. Yes, so you can enter the file name or leave a blank to generate automatically, like we previously mentioned. The first 10 characters is the file name. The third one, of course, do not forget to strip. The third one is the language. Here's the language. When you asked by Python script, you can enter EN, as I said before, for English. You can enter FR for French. You can enter IT for Italy, or you can enter, let's say, AR for Arabic, or CH for Chinese. The voice, you can select the voice if it is male or female, but it's not implemented right now. We can implement it later. And then we can check if not output file name, it means the file name or the output file name is exist, I mean the name. Then we call text-to-speech function with the three parameters: input text, language, and voice. Now we set the else. In the else, we set the same function, text-to-speech. We input the text and the language, text, then the language, then the voice, and then the output file name. So now it's time for execute script. We go to the play button, click on it. It shows me to enter a text to convert to a speech. Hello there, how are you doing? Please execute my script. Now you have to enter the file name. You can leave it as blank. The system will be generated. For me, I select file name 001 will be 11 will be the file name. Now I have to select which tone the language will be spoken. I select FR, and then I click male or female.
Hello there, how are you doing? Please execute my script.
So this is the result. Thank you for watching.